Fresno's comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria!
Here's Warner. Here comes the head of the jam. Counted for two. Field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved. What a game.
Smacked to the left. That is gone.
Blanco Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Counting and a win.
And a win. Brian Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not?
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Real Sports Live. I'm Mark Molina, coming to you from Cabinets Field as we have some Tuesday night baseball action, doubleheader going on here tonight. First up is going to be the Victoria West Warriors taking on the hosting Ray Texans. We're going to have Flower Bluff taking on Moody in the second half of our doubleheader. So make sure, everybody, to keep it locked in here. A lot going on. And across the way, we're going to have doubleheader softball. We're going to have Flower Bluff taking on Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. And in the doubleheader, the second half there is going to be the Sinton Girls taking on the Miller Lady Bucks. And at Whataburger Field, we have Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial taking on Corpus Christi Carroll Baseball. So 5 games on the softball and baseball diamond combined here this afternoon. So on the mound here tonight for Corpus Christi Ray, it's going to be Kevin Goss taking on the lineup of Victoria West. Leading off for Victoria West, Jace Mischerling leading things off, followed by Kobe Wasiak and Blaine Zeppelin for Victoria West, due up here in the top of the first inning. And we're going to go through the whole lineup here. Let's go to batting number 4. Colton Mattis, batting 5th, Blake Bazell, batting 6th, Brendan Solis, batting 7th, Adam Diaz, batting 8th, Orlando De Leo, and batting 9th, Jose Aguilar. And some of the others, one of the subs, Braden Good, he's going to be pitching here tonight. He's going to get the call on the mound for Victoria West. So coming up to the plate, Jace Mischerling to get things off here for Victoria West in the top of the first inning. And as we said, he's going to be taking on Kevin Goss. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure to give us a like, give us a share, let everybody know you're watching, wherever you're watching from, whether that be on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. You can let everybody know you're watching. That's at Real Sports Live. Any of our handles there. And this first pitch in from Goss for strike number 1. Ball comes in. It's going to be 1-1 now, the count. And Mischerling is going to foul this one off.
If you could please take those foul balls back to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
1 ball, 2 strikes here. And swing and a miss for Mischerling for strike number 3.
Designated hitter number 26,
So coming to the plate now, number 26, Wozniak, with 1 out. Michelin striking out here. And the count 1-0, 1 ball. No strikes. This one comes in. 4 ball number 2. So 2-0 the count now. For Goss. And Wozniak gets a piece of that one. He's going to foul it off for strike number 1. So the count moves over to 2-1. And this pitch comes in for strike number 2. So evens up the count now, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here, top of the first inning. And swing and a miss there for strike number 3. And down goes Wozniak.
Third baseman number 12, Blaine Zeppelin.
So here comes Blaine Zeppelin. With 2 outs, nobody on. Goss serving up 2 strikeouts here so far in the early going. And Zeppelin's going to foul this one off. And this pitch comes in low for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in inside, and that's going to be strike number 3. So Goss comes out, 3 straight strikeouts as he retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base through the top of the first inning. We're headed to the bottom of the second. And coming to the plate for Corpus Christi Ray, leading things off is going to be Ryan Rodriguez, followed by Jack Bell and Kevin Goss, due up for the Ray Texans in the bottom of the first inning. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting things going here in the bottom of the first inning. Ryan Rodriguez leading things off for Ray. And this first pitch comes in inside for ball number 1. Kevin Goss, good start over for Victoria Ray on the mound. Picking up 3 strikeouts in the top of the first inning to retire the side. And on the mound is going to be Good for Victoria West as the count's 1-1 here. And here's the 1-1 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike now. And this is Braden Good for Victoria West on the mound. And Good's pitch comes in inside for strike number 2. Even things up at 2 now. And this pitch comes in for ball number 3. Full count now is what we're working with. And this pitch comes in inside for strike number 3. So this will be 1 out.
Second baseman number 1, Jack Bell.
And number 1, Jack Bell coming up to the plate now for Corpus Christi Ray with nobody on and 1 out. And here's the pitch from Good. This one comes in inside. It's going to be ball number 1. And this pitch comes in outside, right on that outside corner for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here, 1 out. And nobody on, bottom of the first inning. This pitch comes in a little high for ball number 2. So I want to remind everybody, if you're watching, give us a share. Let people know you're watching. Get this circulating around. And this pitch in the outside corner once again evens up the count at 2-2. We're live right now on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. And this pitch going to be popped up by Bell all the way over into center field for out number 1. I mean, out number 2.
Pitcher number 14, Kevin Goss.
So with 2 down, nobody on, it's going to be Kevin Goss. And this first pitch coming in outside for ball number 1. Want to know the count. Count now 2-0 here. So here's the 2-0 pitch from Good. And this one comes in inside for ball number 3. So Goss ahead of the count now, 3-0. And this one comes in way inside, and that's going to be ball number 4. And Goss is going to take his base as he's walked here.
Number 11, Frankie Alderete.
And here comes number 11, Frankie Alderete.
Number 9, Nick Talavera.
So 1 on, 2 outs here for Alderete. And this pitch comes in way inside for ball number 1. And Aldrete is going to get a piece of this one, fouling it off over here to the right side for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Bottom of the first inning. And there's a throw over to first. Not in time there. I want to thank everybody who's now joining us as we're live here from Cabinets Field for Victoria West and Corpus Christi Ray. Ray hosting here. And this pitch comes in from good for ball number 2. So the count moves to 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on first. Braden Good eyeing the man over at first. Here's the delivery. And this one comes in for strike number 2 down the middle. Evens out the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on now. Bottom of the first inning. And here's a 2-2 pitch from Good, and swing and a miss for strike number 3 for Aldrete. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So no runs, no hits, there was no errors, and there was 1 left on base for Ray in the bottom of the first. We are through 1. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. Due up next for Victoria West in the top of the 2nd inning. It's going to be 4, 5, 6 batters coming up. So keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the top of the 2nd inning, and leading off here for Victoria West, Colton Matus. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here, and here's Goss's 1-0 pitch, and Matus is going to fly out to center field, and it's going to be caught for out number 1.
Shortstop number 15, Blake Bazell.
And here comes the shortstop, Blake Bazell. With 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the 2nd inning, and Bazell's going to foul this one off for strike number 1. Next pitch in for a ball. So 1's across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And this pitch in for strike number 2. So the count now at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this pitch comes in low for ball number 2. Flower Bluff and Moody to follow this game right after. And we also have 2 games going on over there at the other side at the softball field. And here's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. And the 4th strikeout here for Kevin Goss.
Catcher number 6, Brendan Solis.
And for Victoria West, Brendan Solis up next. And Solis fouls this one off for strike number 1. So 0-1 the count here, 2 out. And we have an error on the graphic, but nobody on here. Leadoff man Matus flying out, Blake Bazell striking out, so that's 2 outs here. And this is the 3rd batter of the inning. And this pitch comes in outside for strike number 2. So the count now at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the 1-2 pitch from Goss. And this one comes in outside. Can even up the count at 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Goss, and swing and a miss for Solis, and that's strike number 3. And back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning as Goss retires the side once again. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And 6 batters face for Goss, and he has 5 strikeouts, and that's in 25 pitches as you hear the pitch count here on the PA system. So keep it here, bottom of the inning. Due up for Ray. 5, 6, 7. Due up for the Texans. Right after this. Keep it here. We'll be back.
Stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 2nd inning here. Still scoreless and due up for the Ray Texans. 5, 6, 7 part of the lineup, and Miguel Everett going to lead off here for the Ray Texans. And on the other side, on the top of the 1st inning, Goss racking up 2 more strikeouts in that inning as he struck out Blake Bazell and Brendan Solis. He's faced 6 batters with 5 strikeouts, so let's monitor that as a very strong start here for Kevin Goss on the mound for the Ray Texans. So here comes the catcher, Miguel Everett, to the plate. And this pitch going to be popped up in foul territory, and it's going to be out number 1. And coming up next is going to be Darian Montoya. And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. And this pitch outside of Montoya, reaching for that one, is going to foul it off for strike number 2. So the count now at 0-2. And Montoya is going to put this one in play. Bounces up, and Infielders can't handle it, and Montoya is going to get on here. And that's going to go down as a hit. Tough for anybody out there when it gets that kind of a bounce. So 1-on-1 out here for Jack Martinez. So that first pitch comes in for ball number 1. Count moves to 2-0 now after that pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. And this pitch comes in low and it gets away from the catcher a little bit for ball number 3. So Martinez ahead of the count, 3-0, 3 balls, no strikes. And Martinez steps out of the batter's box. And he steps back in. He's ready to go. As is good as he monitors the runner at first. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and this one comes in outside for ball number 4. So runner's going to get on now at first and second. And here comes Luis Morales for Ray. So 2-on-1 out here for Morales. So here's the pitch, and Morales is going to send this one right into the center gap, and he's going to load the bases.
Shortstop number 2, Troy Johnson.
And here comes the shortstop, number 2, Troy Johnson. And just a nice hit right there into that sweet spot, the gap, to load up the bases for Johnson. So bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, and the first pitch comes in for strike number 1. And Johnson's gonna pop this one up high, and it looks like the second baseman's gonna get under it for out number 2 here. He's gonna record the infield fly.
Fielder number 4, Ryan Rodriguez.
So top of the lineup here for Ray with the bases loaded as they turn it over now to Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. So here's the pitch in from good for ball number 1. Count now 1-0. This one fouled off by Rodriguez for strike number 1. Evens the count at 1 now with 2 outs, bases loaded. And Rodriguez gets a piece of this one. He's going to foul it off right behind him once again for strike number 2. So good trying to get out of this jam and leave these runners stranded here after allowing a couple of singles and a walk to load the bases up. And this one going over to second base, and it's going to be a ground out for out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits, there was no errors, and there was 3 runners left on base. So that's got to hurt the Ray Texans here, but we are through 2, and we're headed to the top of the 3rd inning, due up for Victoria West. It's going to be 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Leading things off in the top of the 3rd inning is going to be Adam Diaz for Victoria West, as he's behind in the count 0-1. This pitch comes in for strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Goss has just looked fantastic on the mound here for the Ray Texans, racking up 5 strikeouts and 6 batters faced. This one comes in outside for ball number 1. And swing and a miss, and down goes Diaz, and another strikeout for Goss, and that's going to be out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Number 18, Orlando De Leo.
Let's count them, 6 Ks, and Orlando De Leo due up next with nobody on and 1 out. And this one popped up. And good execution there by the catcher. Throws off the mask and makes the out.
Left fielder number 10, Jose Aguilar.
And here comes Jose Aguilar. Coming to the plate, 2 outs. Nobody on here. And at the top of the 3rd inning. And over at the softball field, as we mentioned, we have Flower Bluff taking on Corpus Christi Veterans and Sinton taking on Miller in the doubleheader over there. We have Victoria West and Ray here, and then doubleheader we're gonna have Flower Bluff taking on Moody here. So a lot of baseball and softball. Chris Vasquez over there on the call. I'm Mark Molina here on the call for baseball. And over at Whataburger Field, Rudy Zamaripa with Corpus Christi Veterans taking on Carroll. And we're going to have Frankie Cardenas in Bishop, seeing the Bishop girls take on San Diego in some softball action. That one about 7 o'clock expected for first pitch. And there's this pitch coming in for strike number 1. So pretty good lineup of softball and baseball here. It's going to be a pretty jam-packed week. We have soccer playoffs coming up later on this week. Actually, first game is going to be Thursday. So Aguilar fouling this one off. This pitch coming in outside for a ball. Here's the next pitch. And that's going to be a strikeout for Goss here. And Goss piling them up as he's got 7, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And top of the lineup, due up. Next inning for West, but due up here for Corpus Christi Ray. It's going to be 2-3-4 as Bell's Goss Alderete due up in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Corpus Christi Ray. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back.
COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And here we are back, ladies and gentlemen, bottom of the 3rd inning. Jack Bell leading things off, 0-1 in the count. He's going to smack this one over to left field for a leadoff single. He's going to put a runner on first.
Pitcher number 14, Kevin Goss.
And here comes Goss. Goss getting on base last time via a walk. And Goss on the mound with 7 strikeouts. And here he is at the plate. See what he can do here. And they're going to give him a base. I guess they're going to say hit by pitch. So he's going to reach. So 2 more runners on. Last time, bases loaded for Ray. Stranded. As Good was able to retire the last 2 batters, Johnson and Rodriguez. They even turned it around to the top of the lineup. And Rodriguez with a 4-3 ground out ending that inning. And here comes Frankie Alderete for Corpus Christi Ray. Coming to the plate, 2 on. And nobody out here. And here's a bunt laid down, and sliding into third, the runner is going to be safe. And Bell able to slide in there nicely, and the base is loaded with nobody out. And let's take a look at this bunt. All nicely done here. Just laid down, and there was the throw going over, and Bell able to get there at third for the slide in. And they're going to talk it over, and they get confirmation, do the Blues, and up next is going to be Miguel Everett. 0 for 1 with the pop-up last time in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And here he is once again coming to the plate. Bases loaded, nobody out. And swing and a miss for strike number 1 for Everett. So 0-1 the count. And here's Braden Good settling in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Everett's going to smack this one over to left field in the gap. And 1 run's going to score. 2 runs. It gets past the outfielder. And here comes the third, and Everett rounding second. And he's going to slide in for a 3 RBI triple. And it's a 3-0 game. And here's the hit over, and you're going to see the ball is just going to bounce up at the last second past the left fielder, and that's going to allow runners to come in. And another base hit, and it's going to be an RBI single.
First baseman number 13, Jack Martinez.
So that was Montoya. So a runner at first, nobody out, 4 runs coming in. And Martinez with the bunt, moving a runner over, and he's going to get the first out here. But the runner moves over to second now.
Number 6, Luis Morales.
Here comes Luis Morales, 1 for 1 here at the plate with a single back in the second inning. So the count now, 1-1 with a runner, with 1 out and a runner at second. And Morales gets a piece of this one, and he's going to foul it off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And Morales is going to foul this one off once again. And they're going to call that an out, and down goes Morales.
Shortstop number 2, Troy Johnson.
And in comes Troy Johnson with a runner on second. 2 outs here. And Johnson swings and misses for strike number 1. On 1 the count, 2 outs, runner at second. Here's the pitch from Good. This one comes in high and outside for ball number 1. And this pitch way outside for ball number 2. So the count moves to 2-1. So on every 3 RBI base hit brings in 3 runners, and here's Johnson, sends this one flying out to the center field, and that's going to be out number 3. But the damage is done. 4 runs come in on 3 hits, and there's 1 error, and there was 1 left on base for the Texans in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Everett with the big hit to bring in 3 RBIs, followed by a Montoya RBI single to bring in the 4 runs. So we are through 3, headed to the top of the 4th inning, and due up for Victoria West, top of the lineup, Michelin, Wasicek, and Zeppelin due up for the Warriors in the top of the 4th inning. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the lineup due up here for Victoria West in the top of the 4th inning. And Michelin leading things off. Behind in the count now, 0-2. Michelin 0-1 here on the day. Struck out the first time out. And here's the pitch from Goss. Comes in inside. Going to be fouled off. Count going to stay here at 0-2. Goss has faced 9 batters, and he struck out all but 2. Seven Ks for the Ray Texan arm on the mound right now. And this pitch is going to be strike number 3. And nice play there to get the throw over to first. For out number 1. And here comes Kobe Wasicek. This pitch from Goss, low. For ball number 1, so the count now 1-0. And second pitch in, and the count's now 2-0. Wasicek is 0 for 1. Struck out also last time he was at the plate for the Warriors. And here's a pitch from Goss, and this one gonna be fouled off for strike number 1. So the count moves to 2-1 now. And Wasicek's going to foul this one off once again. Fouling off 2 in a row, evens out the count at 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. So here's the 2-2 pitch from Goss. This one comes in outside for ball number 3. So working with a full count is Goss now. And here's the next pitch. This one comes in inside, and it's going to be ball number 4. So a runner gets on. Goss's first walk of the day, and here comes Blaine Zeppelin. Zeppelin 0 for 1 on the day. And here's the pitch. This one comes in low and outside for ball number 1. Goss surveys the man at first. Here's the pitch. Zeppelin's going to pop this one up, and he's going to fly out over in right field for the second out of the inning.
First baseman number 21, Colton Matus.
And here comes Colton Matus. 0 for 1. Had a fly out to start the top of the second inning, leading off there. And he comes to the plate with a runner on first, 2 outs. And this ball comes in low. Count moves to 1-0. And Matus is going to fly out for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base in the top of the 4th inning for Victoria West. So we're headed over to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Ray Texans duel up. They lead 4-0. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
One army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the lineup due up for the Ray Texans here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rodriguez 0 for 2. And he's going to ground out here for the 4-3 putout for out number 1.
Second baseman number 1, Jack Bell.
And here comes Jack Bell. Bell 1 for 2 with the single to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Last time he was at the plate. So this pitch comes in for strike number 1. So the count now 1-1, 1 out here. And Bell's going to foul this one off for strike number 2. So Good has allowed 5 hits and 4 runs. And there's been a error, that one over in the outfield on that big 3-run RBI coming in. And Bell's going to ground out here of the 4-3 put out for out number 2.
Pitcher number 14, Kevin Goss.
And here comes Kevin Goss. And Goss with a couple of free bases, a walk and a hit by pitch. And this pitch comes in outside. And Good getting that outside corner for strike number 1. And Goss gets a piece of this one, fouls it off for strike number 2. So 0-2 the count here. And this ball comes in outside. It's going to be ball number 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And swinging and missing is Goss. And that's going to be out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Ray Texans to go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. We are through 4, headed to the top of the 5th inning. Due up for Victoria West is going to be Bazell, Solis, Diaz in the top of the 5th. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
By the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the top of the 5th inning and leading off things for
Shortstop number 15, Blake Bazell.
for West Oso is going to be number 15, Blake Bazell. This pitch coming in high and outside for ball number 1. This pitch high down the middle. Strike number 2. Out ball number 2. Excuse me. 2 balls, no strikes. And the count moves to 3-0 after that pitch here. So here's the delivery from Goss. This one way outside, and he walks Bazell to put a runner on first.
Catcher number 6, Brendan Solis.
So a runner on coming to the plate is Brendan Solis. This pitch comes in for ball number 1. And this pitch in for ball number 2. So the count now 2-0, and there's going to be a meeting on the mound to see if they can just try to settle Goss down here a little bit. He's throwing now 6 straight balls and started off as hot as can be, striking out 8 of the first 10 batters that he faced, and then since then hasn't struggled, hasn't allowed a hit yet, but has put a runner on here, and they just gonna talk to him, settle him down a little bit. So here's the 2-0 pitch. This one comes in, and it ends up low and inside for strike number 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike now. And swing and a miss there for strike number 2. So after a little meeting, Goss comes out, deals a couple of strikes here, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one comes in for ball 4. So runners at first and second now.
Second baseman number 2, Adam Diaz.
And here comes Adam Diaz now. With 2 on, nobody out. So here's a pitch from Goss, and swing and a miss there for strike number 1 by Diaz. So no balls, 1 strike here. Runners on first and second, nobody out for Victoria West. And this pitch comes in a little high, and there's a throw over to first. Not in time for ball number 1. So 1-1 the count now. 2 runners on. And here's the pitch from Goss in the outside corner. For strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And Goss is going to strike out Diaz for out number 1. So 1 down now, and coming to the plate, Orlando De Leo. DeLeo 0 for 1, popped up last time. 4 and out. Last time he was at the plate, so here he comes now with 2 runners on and 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th inning. And this one gets away from the catcher, and the runners are going to move over to second and third now. With the count now 1-0. And DeLeo sends this one over to short, and there's the throw, the bounce, and the out, but the run comes in.
Left fielder number 10, Jose Aguilar.
So 2 outs now. Runners at first and second. So now up is Jose Aguilar. And Goss delivers this first pitch in for strike number 1. And this one right back to Goss, who's going to make the play, and he's going to get it back over to first for the out. So 1 run comes across, no hits, there was no errors, there was 2 left on base.
No errors, 1 runner left on base. Ball's pitch count 67 pitches.
So we are headed to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Corpus Christi Ray due up to bat, and Aldurete, Everett, and Montoya due up for the Ray Texans in the bottom of the 5th inning. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off the inning for Corpus Christi Ray is going to be Frankie Aldurete. And here's the second pitch in from Good. For ball number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. And Aldurete gonna hit this one over to the second baseman, who loses it, makes the throw, and he's gonna get the out there. It was close, but it's gonna be the 4-3 out.
Catcher number 16, Miguel
let's see just how close that was. Here's the pitch, contact made, and the second baseman bobbles it there, loses it, makes the throw, and the blue there to make that call for the out. So here's Everett now, and Everett hits this one over to the shortstop, who makes the throw. It was high, and he's going to get the tag there. Nice play there from the first baseman. A couple of back-to-backs there.
Third baseman number 19, Montoya.
So the 6-3 ground out there, and there's the shortstop. Makes this throw, and look how high it is, but he has the wherewithal to make the tag there for the out. So here comes Montoya. 2 for 2 with an RBI. And this pitch comes in low and inside for ball number 1. So the count 2-0 here. This pitch comes in high for ball number 3. So 3 balls, no strikes here, and it's going to be a walk for Montoya. So we're going to put a man on now.
First baseman number 13, Jack Martinez.
So Martinez comes up to the plate now. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Good on that outside for ball number 1. And Martinez is going to hit this one over to right field, where he's going to fly out to end the inning. So no runs on no hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base in the bottom of the 5th inning for Corpus Christi Ray. We are through 5, headed to the top of the 6th inning, and due up for Victoria West is going to be top of the lineup. Mishirlene, Wasicek, and Zeppelin due up in the top of the 6th inning. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 6th inning, and the top of the lineup due up for Victoria West as Mitch Sherleen coming to the plate. 0-1 to count. That last pitch made it 0-2 now. So here's Goss, and Mitch Sherleen swinging a miss for a strikeout, and another one goes down. Actually, it was 1-1, and then that pitch made it 1-2. And now, there it is. So there's a strikeout for out number 1.
Hitter number 26, Kobe Wozniak.
And here comes Kobe Wasichek. Wasichek 0 for 1 and a walk. And this pitch comes in for ball number 1. So the count now 1-0. And here's this pitch, comes in high and inside for ball number 2. So 2 balls, no strikes here. And this one comes in down the middle for strike number 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here for Wasichek in the top of the 6th inning. And this one comes in inside on that inside corner for strike number 2. And Wasichek gets a piece of that one, sends it out foul. Count going to stay at 2-2. Here's the next pitch from Goss. And swing and a miss for Wasichek, and he's going to try to beat out the throw there and will not. So 2 down here.
Third baseman number 12, Blaine Zeppelin.
And here comes number 12, Blaine Zeppelin. With 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Zeppelin 0 for 2 here. And Zeppelin swings and misses for strike number 1. And looks like Goss has settled down some here after that 5th inning where a run came in. No hits, though. So no hits recorded for Victoria West. Couple of walks and an RBI by DeLeo as he brought a runner in on a 6-3 ground out. And Zeppelin's going to pop this one up high, and the outfielder comes in to make that play as the shortstop fell down a little bit. Talk about having your man's back. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And let's check out that replay. That's worth a watch. And here we're going to see Zeppelin. And it looks like just a very routine play. You see the shortstop just going to backpedal, fall, but here comes the outfielder. And just nice execution out there. So that's going to be it here. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're Real Sports Live. Back after this.
And see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Morales going to lead things off here, and he's going to fly out to center field for out number 1.
Shortstop number 2, Troy Johnson.
And here comes the shortstop, Johnson, who was the one who got tripped up, but the outfielder had his back and to get the last out of that last inning. Johnson comes to the plate now, 1 away. And this pitch comes in low, gets away from the catcher for ball number 1. This pitch comes in outside for ball number 2. So count 2 balls, no strikes. And this pitch from good in for ball. So count moves to 3-0 now. And this pitch comes in low, and Johnson going to get on base via walk here. So it's going to put a runner on with 1 out. And up next is going to be Rodriguez, top of the lineup.
Now hitting for the Texans, number 22, Dylan Quezada.
And we're going to have Dylan Quezada now. So it comes in, 1 out, nobody on. 1 out, 1 on, and Quezada is going to pop this one up. Up, and the second baseman thought that the outfielder was going to come in, and he just let it go. And just communication was off there. And
Baseman number 1, Jack Bell.
And
Entering the game, Ryan Rodriguez at first base.
so here comes Jack Bell with 2 on. Runners at first and second. That one did drop in the gap, and both runners still a ways away, but gonna go down, and we're gonna record it as a hit here. So 1 out, 2 on here for Jake Bell. And Bell right up the middle, and here's the shortstop. Makes the play, and they're going to say they bobbled the ball there. So the base is going to be loaded now. So base is loaded there. And Bell going to get on. Fielder's choice and an error there. Here comes Goss.
Pitcher number 14, Kevin Goss.
Well, actually, they're going to give the out over at second. So it's going to be runners at the corners now. So we're going to take the error off the board, and it's going to be a fielder's choice. As Bell reaches. So 2 out, runners at the corners. 0-1 count here for Goss. And here's the pitch coming in outside for strike number 2. So the count now at 0-2. And this one comes in way inside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And this pitch comes in low and outside, and for ball number 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner moves over. So men now at second and third for the Ray Texans, as there's 2 across the boards. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. And Goss strikes out to end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors. 2 left on base. And we are headed to the top of the 7th. Last 3 outs for Victoria West. Let's see if the Warriors can muster something up here and do up for Victoria West. Is going to be Matus, Bazell, and Solis. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
One army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Matus to lead off here in the top of the 7th inning. The last chance, last 3 outs here for the Victoria West Warriors in the top of the 7th. They registered 1 run, no hits. There's a no-hitter going here for Goss, and as the pitch count goes to 1-1, and 1-2 after that strike comes in for Matus. And this one comes in low. We're going to even up the count at 2 now. And this one comes in low. They're going to check the swing there. And it's going to be a full count here. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one comes in for strike number 3.
Shortstop number 15, Blake Bazell.
And that's 12 Ks for Goss on the mound. And here comes Bazell. 0 for 1 with the walk is Bazell. As this pitch comes in for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. So it counts 2 balls, 1 strike. And this one hit over to the shortstop for out number 2. And coming to the plate, Brendan Solis. And this pitch comes in low. Gets away from the catcher for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here. And swing and a miss there for Solis for strike number 1. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. And this pitch comes in high for ball number 2. And the count's now 3-1 here for Solis. Three balls, 1 strike. And Solis going to foul this one off in full count. And the Texans an out away from wrapping this one up. Kevin Goss so far, 6.2 innings, 1 run has come across, no hits. He's walked a couple of batters, and an RBI, a runner came in on RBI by DeLeo, in the bottom of the 5th. And Solis is going to get walked here, so. So going to be a runner on first. But yes, DeLeo in the top of the 5th. Grounded out, 6-3. But a run came in, so that's the lone run.
For Victoria West, number 3, Rivera.
So here's Rivera making his first appearance at the plate for Victoria West. So runner on. So there's been 4 walks for Goss here on the day. Couple in the 5th, and that's what ultimately led to the lone run for the Warriors. But has not allowed a base hit. And this pitch comes in on the outside corner for strike number 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. And Goss trying to finish this up here. And here's the pitch, and swing and a miss, and that's going to do it for strike number 3. And Goss deals another K. 13 Ks for Goss. So Kevin Goss with the no-hitter, 6 scoreless innings, couple of walks, allows 1 run, and Goss is going to get the win and the no-hitter as the Texans defeat the Warriors 4-1. So I want to thank everybody for watching us. Second half of the doubleheader coming up. Flower Bluff taking on Moody. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to set up for the second half of our doubleheader. Texans defeat the Warriors 4-1. Kevin Goss, no hitter, with 6 scoreless innings thrown on the mound. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.